Most businesses don't have a formal slash structured way of raising purchase orders when their items are depleted and they need to restock. Mostly we just call their vendors or their suppliers for new ones. A lot of companies use spreadsheets to record all of these information. Some use Google Docs, a whole lot ways that are not really structured that you can really use to go back and systematically see how all of these things fuse into your business. However, on 390 Work, we've built a very simple yet very effective purchase order system that can help you structure and give accountability to your entire buying process. All right. The aim of this is to make sure that your procurements go with clarity and every request that is sent to a supplier is tracked. And that is our effort towards making sure that your business is structured. All right. So what is a purchase order? It simply is just that it's an official document that you want to send to a supplier that you need to buy some items and you need to agree on prices, quantities, and delivery terms. All it is that before you buy, you create a record. You can buy these without communicating these or creating these documents. However, for you to track every single thing in a given year, you should be able to know all of the requests that were sent out to all of your customers. All right. So we are still working on an improvement on this. I'm sure in the next few weeks we should have that up whereby you can initiate a request and the request is going to create. After the request has been approved by management or anyone, then a purchase order will be automatically created and all of that. I would create an accompanying video when that is available and share. All right. So now why this matters is we want to prevent undocumented purchases, which means whenever anything needs to be bought, it should be recorded. And we want to track procurement such that nobody on the team can just go on and buy items on behalf of the company. All right. We've seen situations where production managers or even inventory managers just reach out to a supplier to get a new batch of products without the express approval or knowledge of the CEO, the business owner, or the manager, or anyone at that point in time. So you just make sure that everything is controlled. And we want to make sure that every future approvals and expense tracking are linked. Okay, so the flow here is you make a request, which we are working on that particular module and should be ready as soon as possible. You make a request, and currently I'll show you how the purchase order will be created, and it will track the delivery of those items and payments. Okay, and where does this connect on 390? It connects from the point of supply chain, whereby, and when this comes from suppliers, we want to track all of this. That's every purchase order that is sent to a supplier. We want to keep record of everything and how all of those supplies affect the inventory values, the finance, as well as the approval system mechanism of making this work. All right, so we'll go straight to creating this purchase order within 390 Work. So the purchase order can be found in the inventory aspect of the system here, purchase orders. If you do not have access to this, same old, just go to the App Store, and in this case, maybe it would be changed to activate modules. So just go to purchase orders. And at this point, you can then give access to anyone in your organization, whether they should have access to viewing all of the purchase orders. Maybe they should have access to creating or updating or deleting, whichever. And you want to, maybe they can view all pending and closed and analytics, and that should be all, depending on the role. And I would save that. All right. So now if I go to inventory and I go to purchase orders, there are a couple of tabs here that says mine pending, closed, deleted, all of these. And we also have this help button here, such that it will link you to the document you've created to help you have like a step-by-step breakdown of how purchase orders work. So in some cases, if I miss some things on the call here, on the video, just go and read step-by-step. We'll always update it as soon as we can to make sure it reflects the actual state of the application. All right, so now pending purchase orders will be here. closed purchase orders will be here, deleted analytics, and etc. And you can toggle the analytics based on any time frame to see how many purchase orders are pending and the cost of all of these orders that have been sent out as well. Okay, so going straight to creating a purchase order, just click the new purchase order. If you've tried using the transactions, invoices, quotation, you'd see that this particular interface is the same as them. And the subtle difference here would be, in this case, you can automatically add a new supplier on the fly. And when you do that, you can indicate whether the supplier is an individual or an organization, then includes their names and all of that. This information would essentially just go to your CRM under suppliers here. We've created the first supplier in the suppliers video. And if you come back to purchase orders and you create a new one, if you create a new supplier here, the information still goes back to your suppliers module as well. All right, so I have a first supplier here that we've created, and this purchase order is created by me. If it's by my assistant, it will be here, and she would see this purchase order in her mine section of the application. Under mine here, she would see it there. Okay, so it's today's date that I'm making that and this time, and I can choose to send this purchase order to the supplier's email. This automatically send, even though I want to manually still copy and send to be sure that they've got it maybe via WhatsApp or any other modes of communication. I can just indicate that. So I would then proceed to add in the actual items in this purchase order. So we can see now that the items could be a supply or a raw material. These are two different things, and I've explained that in separate videos, what a supply is and what a raw material is here. So if I say the supply in this case could be, let's say we want to get, let's say, a generator for 4.5. And yep, so then let me add another item and say maybe we want to get some batteries. And let's go with 1, or let's go with 10 of this quantity. Okay, so let's just work with this. Is there something else I can try? Let's say we also want to buy some flour if you are doing bakery and all of that. So let's say I want to buy, this is for 1 kg. Let's say I want to buy 10 kg or 100 kg. That's 175. Again, these are estimated pricings, and it's just for explanation purposes. Okay, so now these are the information I need to see, and I've seen, okay, these are the things that we need, and the quantity of these items that we need to share with the supplier would be here. And I can then proceed to say, thank you, kindly supply these. Okay, this can cover everything I need to do. The total is already there, and I can go ahead to creating these purchase order. So in clicking confirm, the purchase order will be created, and the supplier would automatically get this particular purchase order by email. And I can come here as well and copy the link and share the same link to this particular purchase order. And if I click on open link, this is what the link would look like when the supplier clicks on it in their email. All right. So bill to supplier, date, the time, all of the quantity and all of that. And you can see the text that we put. Thank you, kindly supply these. All right. So this serves as an official record between yourself and this first supplier. And if I go back to the CRM and I go to suppliers here, I would be able to see the same supplier. And if I click on that, then I can see the purchase order that has been sent out to this particular supplier. So like I said, this helps you to put the link between each of your suppliers. So you can say, for this particular supplier, I want to be, these are all of the purchase orders that have been sent. And for another one, these are all the service purchase orders that have been sent, just to make sure every single thing is arranged. And I could also come here and click on new purchase order, and it takes me straight to the purchase orders part, and I can then proceed to creating a new one when I deem fit. Okay, so if I go back to purchase orders, I go to pending, I see this particular one in pending. If I go to closed, I won't see anything because none has been closed yet. Deleted will show all of the deleted purchase orders. Then analytics would then tell us the number of purchase orders that are out how many of them are pending, and how many have been closed. Depending on the state of your business, you'll be able to have this updated information and you can see how much is pending and all of that. Okay, so this is the simple yet effective version of purchase orders that we have. These modules are actively being upgraded. And right now you can mark as received. And when you do this, this is actually meant to link to your inventory location and update all of these items at different inventory location. And it should come in, let's say, version 2 of this particular module. But in this case, all you can just do is to close. And when you close it, it goes there as fully paid. Maybe you've already done all the transaction in the background.